Hello everybody. My name is Shannon Clements. Some call me the Nomadic Author. Some call me Mental. Why? Because I like to think a lot. And what I'm thinking about right now is the fact that I fucked up. It's kind of like everything that converged into this one moment over the past couple of weeks caused me to fuck up. But let's be real with it. Nobody wants to hear everything, all these outside forces converged into this one moment. It is now 9:19 a.m. or 114 hours. I'm just not getting a chance to come out of my sleeper. And it doesn't help with numerous of messages being sent to me asking me why, what's going on, when. But I admit it, I'm the one that fucked up. Why? Because a load that I saw a load. Actually, the load had two different pickup dates. One was for tomorrow, which I started to go ahead and just grab and just sit today out, or use today right after I come off my 34 reset. Like I said, I just came out of my 34-hour reset and run on over there and then park somewhere nearby and then pick up the load tomorrow. But at the same place, there was another load. It's going to the exact same place, but it was supposed to pick up Saturday. Yesterday. I grabbed that one because it was taking me to a location to where it was just perfect, because there was this one load that followed it that picks up over in my home state. So therefore, it was only like 50 miles across the border, but it took me into my home state so I could renew my license. I had my whole schedule filled already when I chose this load. So that lets you know how far back in the past I had actually planned all this out. I knew it, because if I'd have chose the load that picked up on Monday, I would have missed that load that took me over the border into my home state, so I could go ahead and stop at the Secretary of State and renew my license. So I said, you know what? I could try to squeeze some time out on this one, on this load. And I just pick it up around, just after midnight. But here's where the problem comes in at. The load that I had dropped off before I started my reset, I could have had it there much earlier during the day, but they didn't have it scheduled for a drop, because it was a drop trailer, until later on that night. It was like 10 o'clock at night, which means that I had to go into my sleeper late, which means I come out of my sleeper late. Now, if they didn't have this problem with this company, at this company that I'm dealing with right now about not dropping your loads early. I could have been dropped that, said that load earlier that day. I could have been went into my sleeper for my reset earlier that day. And even as we speak, this video that I'm making now wouldn't have been made, because I'd have came out my sleeper around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning like I normally would like to do. You see, I listen to these drivers, these YouTube truckers, talk about how they hate people who drive at night. Why? Is it because somebody's up doing something while you sleep? Come on, man. What the fuck? You hate drivers that like to drive at night or only like to drive during certain hours. Man, look here. At nighttime when you drive, you're going through some dark areas. But if you're on the interstate, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to run across no wildlife anyway. It's going to be off on the side of the road. On the state highways is where you got to watch out. Even though you do see some of them dead on the side of the interstate. But driving at night, everybody's asleep, just like you. There's fewer people on the road. So there's fewer people that you have to argue with over, will you get on the damn freeway? You a mile ahead of me. How in the hell, you a whole block ahead of me? How in the hell I end up on the side of you instead of when you trying to enter the freeway? Get on the fucking freeway and go. You know what I'm saying? Arguing with people about cutting you off and all this other stuff. It's almost like peaceful. Driving at night. Anger management issues. You don't really have too much worry about it. So I like to start my clock around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would have been gone, and the load would have been picked up by now, and I would have been on my way. But instead, I got to deal with this. I fucked up though, because that load that was going to take me over into my home state, guess what? Somebody else got that load. So now I got to try to figure out how in the hell am I going to get there, because my license is on the verge of expiring real soon. So no matter, I haven't even chose any other loads after this because of that. Because I'm trying to hopefully they'll stick another one in there that'll get me there. But right now they not planning on a load around that time. They planning on a loads next week. So that kind of like puts me at a dilemma, because now I might have to take a day off just to go across that border and get my business taken care of, and then come back and then grab another load. That's the only reason why I squoze the time like that. You know what I'm saying? But when I had to drop late, that screwed the whole time schedule up. You know? It really, really did. So I fucked up in choosing that load that picked up on Saturday. Because normally, like I said, it wouldn't have been a problem had I been able to get it around 2, go grab it about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It would have been no problem because I've done it several times already. So now it's like I keep getting all these messages. When are you going to be there? Give me a good ETA. I understand you got to get this, square things away with the company. But you also forgot that over the past couple of weeks, I've been trying to get my license taken care of. So I've been trying to grab a load. I asked you for a favor to hold that load for me, and the company came back and told me we can't hold loads like that. Yet in the past, they was going to hold a load for me once before. It's for a specific reason, just like this, which is a very almost like an emergency. And so now they would do that, and they would do it for other drivers as well. So I know that you could have, but you chose not to do it for me. And so now here it is today. We're having this problem because I'm trying to make sure I can get over there and get my license taken care of. So I needed that. And now here it is. I might have to deadhead almost 200 miles into the state just so I can go ahead and try to get over across that border and take care of my license. You know what I'm saying? That's more than an eighth of a tank. An eighth of a tank costs you almost $100. So that's more than an eighth of a tank. So you talking about more than $100? I'm gonna have to tap my pocket for. Then I still gotta pay for my license. My license is not cheap. I gotta pay almost $100 for it. I'm just saying. Cut me some slack somewhere. So now it's like they want to know, when am I gonna pick it up? The long as the delivery don't fail. All this stuff, and I'm like, look, on the pickup time is gonna be late. I understand. I'm sorry. I apologize for that last night. But I also explained what happened, and the very people that I explained it to, they're reading it, and and it's kind of like reminding them of when I asked for a favor previous to this situation, and they couldn't grant me that favor. And then it's reminding them further of how long I actually been talking about this situation. I had to reiterate it to jog their memory. Not just one person on a night shift, but the second person on a day shift. This is what have been one of the main things I've been talking about. I need to get my license renewed. So it put me in a situation where I had to try to squeeze some time. They was going to try to see if they can get me on a load that picks up tomorrow, but they couldn't do it. They couldn't swap it out. They was going to make me take the load as far as I could and make me swap with somebody else. And let somebody else into it, cutting into the money that I was going to make for that load. But I explained, I need that load so I can get, like, whether I swap with you or not, I still got to continue on and go further on down the line. Because I got to get my license. At some point, that light is going to go and cut on. He need to get his license. You sending me messages telling me that you need a new copy of my damn license. You're reading the messages that's being sent. And you know that I normally run the south, so now here it is. I'm dipping into the north constantly over the past couple of weeks. It's because I'm trying to get somewhere. And nobody's willing to work with me and helping me get there. As a company driver, They'll work with you and make sure you get to that destination. But when you out on here as an IC, oh, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Even as a company driver, they'll tell you they can't help you sometimes until that truck has to stop. And you ain't got no choice but to get off that truck and go get that business taken care of. You know? So that's what's happening. So my whole point is to alleviate situations like this. I should have just got as close as I could, which I did. But it's, you know, it says the company, as a company driver, they try to find you a load. This is where they teach you and they train you. They'll try to get you a load that's going into your home state, so that way you can go ahead and get that taken care of while you're there, and you make money crossing that border in both directions. But as I see, when you're trying to do something like that, they won't work with you, and they won't even say, hey, we got this load, just keep your schedule clear, we gonna do this for you, or we gonna hold this for you because we know you got to get that taken care of. They don't. I mean, no, they're not working with you. So long story short, get as close to the border as you can. Just tap your wallet a little bit, you know what I'm saying, so you can go ahead and cross that border. Bobtail if you can, because you know, in the Secretary of State is not really much. Even if it's a parking lot, there's not that really that much space for you to park a truck and its trailer, but you can probably bobtail in there and park somewhere and get in there and take care of it. You go into one of these little small towns, not the big towns where everybody piling up at the Secretary of State all at one time, but go into one of these small towns where there's not really many people there, yet they got a Secretary of State, because that means you're going to move through that line a lot faster. So it is what it is. Get your license taken care of sooner rather than procrastinate until the very end. Alright, talk to you later.